Tough times. Already hit a wall. Knocked your scrawny ass all the way back here. It's insane that she's sending you out on foot, all on your own.
Your skepticism's duly noted.
We're getting nowhere. I should be out there fighting, not standing watch over a place nobody comes to uninvited. Damn it.
I think the circumstances justify heightened security around here. But if you don't, go take it up with the headmistress, not me.
Ugh. Wondered why Hecate took off all of a sudden. Was just to get in your way, send you crying home. Guess she doesn't want you to succeed.
She expects me to be prepared for whatever lies ahead. Nemesis, maybe we could start again. Here, I got you something.
Don't need your charity, princess, or temptations while I'm on duty or off. You're doing this because you want something from me anyway, so here, knock yourself out.
Thank you, Nem.
Try again. You passed her little test that time. Must have felt so good beating her ass to the ground. Don't get to spar with her, so I can only imagine.
We're not just sparring. You don't know our craft.
I know I could take her. You trying to get me in trouble with the headmistress or something? Why don't you take your bottle before I smash it and get your scrawny ass out of here?
I wasn't trying to get you in trouble, Nem. I was just... You know what? Forget it.
Death to Kronos. Can't believe sucking up to the fates actually worked. That big scroll over there, that's really from them.
Personally delivered by Lord Moros, no less. He seemed a little pressed for time, so we didn't get to talk much. Are the two of you close?
We're children of Nyx. None of us are close. But we crossed paths. When certain mortals get what they deserve, it involves us both.
I can only imagine.
Oh, for me. Can't find another way to test one of your poisons, I guess. You witches aren't as subtle as you think.
That's exactly what someone who is unknowingly poisoned by a witch might say, you know. What's she doing here?
One word of this to Hecate, and you're meat. Got it? Now go on while I take care of things.
This is my task, not yours. And I'm disappointed with your dereliction of duty. Are you so desperate to prove you're superior to me?
You know, maybe I am. So how about this? Got some gold on you, right? Those wretches ought to swarm in any moment. Whoever takes more of them gets the other's coin. What do you say?
Must it always be a wager with you?
Better odds of winning if you shut up and fight. Surprised you didn't bail out with that return trick of yours.
You don't know anything about me. What are you thinking being this far from your post, in violation of Headmistress Hecate's direct orders?
I'm thinking you don't have what it takes to take the Titan down. I do. Now get out of here. See you soon.
Did she just...
Up and about. Back on your feet again there, princess? All's well in the crossroads. Nothing to report.
It's fortunate we have you vigilantly keeping watch here, Nemesis. Oh, come on, drop the act. What happened? When did you return?
Don't know what you're talking about. And it's not your business anyway. Fates help you on your task.
Not quite as easy as you imagined, is it? To think that the embodiment of retribution could be so arrogant.
Shut up.
What you said to me before, about my mother, that was very cruel.
Fair enough. Can't kill each other here, but we can use our words. If we were fighting for real, I wouldn't have held back either.
I figured not.
Oh no, not this again. Look, I forgave you for last time. Didn't mean it as an invitation to get me more of this stuff. Don't like owing anybody any favors.
Just take it and enjoy it, Nem. Besides, I heard you were looking for some more of our witch's poison. Nobody seems to appreciate it quite like you. Nemesis.
Well, well. Missed all the fun. But at least you won't have to get your hands dirty this time.
Nemesis, what are you doing here? Who's standing watch at the crossroads?
They'll manage. I'm on break. Tell Hecate you saw me, you'll regret it. And you're welcome here and safe, seeing as I cleared the path for you.
I don't need your aid in this, other than the responsibilities you've already been assigned.
Really? Look like you could use all the aid you can get. Here's something for your trouble. Then I suggest you move along.
Does Headmistress know yet of your little excursions? Not much escapes her notice last I checked.
Strongly advise you mind your own responsibilities. Hecate doesn't control me, and you should show a little gratitude.
For what? Endangering us all? I didn't ask for your assistance, Nemesis. Nemesis?
Beware the evil eye. Want a bit of extra gold? Then earn it. Now heads up, they're coming. Let's get started. Oh, Mother.
How long has it been since you visited the surface?
Too long. Cooped up here now in case you hadn't noticed. But it's a lost cause anyway. Why do you ask?
Hermes requested that I pay a visit when I can. Figured I should ask if you had any notes.
It's like I said. The dead are out and about up there thanks to our Titan friend. You'll feel right at home.
Sounds great. Nemesis, we've been going on like this a while, and I wondered if you'd be up to take a break. Over at the Springs.
Come to think, could really use a bath. You, I mean. But I could too, I guess, so why not? Not too hot, not too cold.
How long has it been since you last took off the armor?
A while. Not been much incentive. You saw how much of a pain it is to undo the lacing and the straps. Feels strange without. Like I don't know.
Unburdened? Well, more comfortable at least.
Good letting off some steam sometimes, I guess. But there's a fine line between rest and complacency.
I don't know that we're at risk of becoming complacent here, Nem.
The risk is greater than you think. We're lounging in a bath while who knows what is going on out there.
We're not lounging. We'll be better equipped to deal with the who knows what out there if our muscles aren't all knotted up.
Like you know. All right, gotta get back to work. Though, this suit does feel a little lighter now.
Take care, Nem.
Sometimes I get a little boost from Artemis, but you... Just about all Olympus backs you up, and even still, it's not enough. Some help they are.
Direct your criticism to the gods themselves. Now what is it you want with me?
Want a little taste of all that power for myself. Come on, I'll trade you. Let me guess. The Fates have nothing but a bunch of busy work laid out for you. No grand revelations, just odd jobs.
I know better than to question their designs. A minor prophecy fulfilled may result in a greater one coming to pass.
Just keep telling yourself that. Should have enough. Can't you see my brother and I are in the middle of something? Princess. These wretches were nothing. Back when we used to spar, almost never got a clean hit in on you. You'd always slip out of the way.
What choice did I have? One clean hit from you was more than I could take back then. But I've been practicing.
You're tougher, yeah. Though by how much? How about I hit you right now, and if you can take it, you'll get this nice reward I found. Deal? I always thought if I could just train harder than you, she'd reconsider and give the task to me. Worked my ass off. But it didn't matter.
I worked too. And Headmistress always made herself clear about our roles. You can't change your birthright, nor can I change mine.
It isn't fair. Blade.
Strictly business between you and Lord Charon, isn't it? Never seen you speak, except about his wares. At least you're providing him with gold.
You might technically have a brother, but you don't know what it's like having one around. Charon doesn't like to talk. I respect that.
Truly. He never seems to mind speaking with me in his way.
Maybe it's 'cause you're special.
You are required at your post, Nemesis. Or shall you take to openly defying me just as your sister does? I shudder to think what your mother would say of you two.
You have no right to invoke my mother. None of this would be happening had you fulfilled your role as handmaiden and warned her an attack was imminent.
Best watch your mouth or I shall seal it shut. You may continue dwelling on a past you were not witness to, or you may do what is expected of Nyx's daughters. Or whatever Eris is up to. Your choice.
I'll take more of them than you. How did you get here already? Ugh, anyway, it's your gold against mine. Huh? They're saying you got all the way to Tartarus before. How far'd you get? Make it all the way back to your rightful home?
If you're referring to the House of Hades, then yes, I did make it there. Though you could best describe it as the House of Kronos at this point. He was waiting within, just as expected, and was strong, just as expected too.
Too strong, you mean? Well, can't fault you for trying. So what's the plan now? Keep throwing yourself at him till you're totally demoralized? If that hasn't happened already.
The task remains the same.
All clear. Can't believe you got to Kronos before me. Knew you stood no chance against him, but didn't think you'd get there at all anytime soon.
Is that supposed to be some sort of compliment? Or an apology, perhaps?
No. And there she is. Shouldn't you be halfway down to Tartarus by now?
Princess, thank the fates you're well. Nemesis and I, we were just catching up. She's told me a lot about you.
Oh, great. I can imagine. Though, you never told me about your brother, Nemesis.
Got a lot of brothers. What's to tell? Never a good sign when he shows up. Don't worry, you didn't miss much while you were out. A lot of standing around, chanting prayers for your victory and protection. How'd those work out for you, by the way?
Fine, thanks. And your own lack of support is a more significant motivator than you realize.
You know all about lack of support. Come here. You really went up there. They could have called for somebody with experience, but I guess I don't deserve it as much as I thought.
I'm needed there as part of my task. Though they must miss you on the surface. So much suffering.
Justice doesn't matter anymore. The mortals had it coming. Maybe we all did.
Don't say that.
You keep heading up when you ought to be heading down toward your objective. Forget about the mountain, not your fight.
My family on Olympus is under assault by the legions of Kronos, and it's not my fight?
No. He's down below, all comfy on your father's throne, and you don't have anything to worry about besides him.
Sure I don't.
Back early. Next time you got something to say about me, you come say it to my face. No, you witches would much rather sneak around, though.
What are you even talking about? I think you're being accusatory and abrasive. There. I said that to your face.
Odysseus tried giving me one of his talks, telling me you didn't go complaining to him.
He was concerned with how we're getting on. You're not exactly being subtle, and he's quite perceptive in case you hadn't noticed.
Eris is back. What did you do? Did you summon her? I saw you talking.
You're not remotely pleased to see your sister again. I don't have any more control over her than you do. Headmistress still is giving her the silent treatment, though.
Ideally, Eris should be somewhere very far from here. Good thing this place is impossible to find. Otherwise, I'd half expect she would have led Kronos straight to us by now.
You truly think a daughter of Nyx would betray us? I know Eris is a different sort, but still.
Your father is a son of Kronos. How'd they get on?
That's fair.
Princess?
So just how much trouble are you in for mouthing off to Headmistress, Nem? That was utterly disrespectful. Even for you.
Well, looks like I've got a lot more guard duty ahead of me. But it was worth it. Help balance out you sucking up to her all the time.
It figures you have no ability to distinguish between basic courtesy and what you call sucking up.
You're just a tool to her, you know. Got here well before you did. Cleaned up too. Makes you mad, I know. Don't hold back. Let's see how strong you really are.
I don't want to fight you, Nemesis. I don't even want to speak with you right now.
Not asking you to fight me. Asking you to hit me. See if you can even make me budge. It'll be worth your while. Let me have it. Okay, relax.
Was it always like this? Between you and Headmistress? I used to think it was me you hated most of all.
You've always been naive, Princess. As for Hecate, I liked her better before she decided this right here was the best use of my talents.
She made that decision long ago. So you're going to resent her forever? Or are you going to do something about it?
I am doing something about it. I'm honoring my vow to Mother Nyx. Else I'd be long gone, much to your disappointment, I'm sure.
I would be very disappointed, yes.
You're late. Already took care of things here, though you'll still get your share, I'm sure.
If you insist on trying to hunt Kronos down, why don't we work at it together at least?
Can't be seen with you, and don't need your help besides. But I get you need mine, so here. Take this, and you never saw me. Got it? Still at it?
Had one of my dreams, Nem. Your mother was there. And my father. He showed concern for her. She was under the Titan's spell.
Mother Nyx made a mistake in trusting Hades with so much of the underworld. This realm was never his by right, not till the Fates decided otherwise. Mother worked hard. They were probably just trying to send her help.
You're saying the Fates granted my father authority over the realm of the dead just to give Nyx a hand with all her responsibilities?
That's right.
Nemesis, about the dream I had. Kronos, he demanded that my father tell him where the Fates reside.
Smart. Mother Nyx never would have told him. The Fates may be my sisters, but even I have no idea where they are. Long as they're hidden, no one can mess with their designs.
You don't sound especially concerned that Kronos apparently found the three Weavers of Destiny and may be forcing their plans for the future.
Really? I ever give you the impression I had any hope this would end well?
How could he have found them? Wouldn't the Fates see the threat coming?
They're always weaving. That means even they know only so much in advance. Kronos is time. Time moves faster than expected.
Eris stands against us. Just as I neared my destination on the surface, she was there. Let the adamant rail do much of the talking.
Imagine my surprise. So what to do? Can't kick her out since all children of Nyx are welcome here. Whose ever bright idea that was. Maybe give her some more second chances? Please. Expecting someone else. taking a moment to get my bearings. Was nice and quiet here till you showed up.
You haven't seen a gentle-looking nymph nearby, have you? She's often here on this bridge.
Might be I scared her off. Got more important things to do than chasing nymphs. Anyway, go on. The spirits in this place won't like us making nice. Yours.
The first few times I saw you out there, I figured you were just venting your anger. But you keep heading out night after night. You're determined, but you're going to get caught.
Not if no one says anything. Besides, Hecate likely already knows. She isn't dense. Just letting me learn whatever she thinks I stand to learn the hard way. Works out for both of us.
Fine. We're both learning a lot, I think. But I don't intend to let up on any of my responsibilities just because you're trying to achieve what I've been tasked to do.
Somebody's got to do it. That nectar you've been passing around? Don't see why you bother. Not everybody deserves it anyhow.
Deserves? And I suppose you think you're fit to be the judge of that?
Yes. Who do you think I am? If everybody just magically got what they deserved, I'd have no reason to exist.
Isn't there something you can do to talk some sense into Eris? Get her out of my blasted way to Olympus. Or failing that, pin her in an armbar or a leg lock, perhaps?
Won't waste my time with her at all, though the armbar or leg lock do have a certain appeal. Not seen her flying through the underworld lately, have you?
Not other than these crossroads. Though what's your point? That I should stay out of her way as well as focus solely on Kronos below? It's not so simple for me anymore.
Didn't say it was. But if you don't want to deal with Eris, you could always stick to your main objective. Or just leave it to me, like you should have in the first place. Oh.
Why don't I ever see you in the training grounds anymore? You used to let all your aggression out over there, but now it's like you're saving it for me.
Don't flatter yourself. Saving it for Kronos. And the training grounds increasingly are custom fit for you, in case you haven't noticed. From that altar to the weapons display. Showed Eris, didn't you? Could hear her crying practically from here. Been far too long since last I kicked her ass myself. At least somebody's picked up the slack.
Perhaps all of those savage fights between you two contributed to her disagreeable nature. Or yours, for that matter. Unless you're certain neither one of you has changed a bit, in which case, what was all the fighting even for?
You've met her. She always liked picking fights. And you've met me. I've never liked backing down from them. As for you, go learn to take a compliment next time.
I must have missed it.
Sure did. Look at him all peaceful. Not a care in the world. Could you imagine?
He's beautiful. He has this wisdom about him, even asleep. Nyx must have taught you all so much.
Not really. Hypno served in the House of Hades under Mother's care. Ran into him now and then, though. He ever wakes up? Hope I can be there when you finally meet.
Have you met Artemis out there? I suppose it may be worth repeatedly disobeying orders for the chance to see her.
What would you know of it? You really think I'm sneaking out into those woods just to fool around?
Is everything all right between the two of you, at least?
Why do you keep doing this? You won, okay? You beat me. Before you even started. Last thing I need now is your sympathy.
Nemesis, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. We're surrounded by enemies out there. Do we really need more?
You're not my enemy, Malinois. Just go.
Bye, Nem. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable with the nectar from before. It's just, I've always looked up to you, and I'm doing the best I can.
Don't sweat it. Had myself a little drink the other day, and it didn't poison me as far as I know, so we're clear.
Want any more? Hey, I know there's an extraordinary likelihood you're going to say no, but I've an extra special poison bottle here, and thought maybe we could split it at the taverna, you and I.
So damn polite. Well, It's less excessive if we split the bottle, I guess. You know what? Whatever. Sure. Come on, say it. Got your ass kicked. By me. Think that was when I first thought I had a chance. That Hecate would pick me. If I could take you just like that a few more times.
You're a monster, Nem. I practically started to fear having to spar with you. But the best way to get stronger is to train against a stronger opponent.
Maybe that's why I've been stagnating. We don't get to fight like we used to. Makes me sick even thinking about it.
Wait, you stand around thinking about how we used to spar? Should I be flattered or afraid?
Finish your half of the damn poison already. Don't have all night to sit around and stroke your ego. I swear, mortals take after our worst qualities.
I wasn't being serious. Though, maybe I'm more self-centered than I realize. I am part mortal on my mother's side.
Makes you different, I will give you that. Now come on, I gotta get back. Else Hecate might catch us making nice, and then neither one of us will hear the end of it. Can feel the poison starting to kick in. You'd better get your ass out of here before I keel over.
It'll be our secret.
Again. Well, look who. Also lost here in these fields, I guess. Trade you a map or something if I had one, but you wouldn't have been able to afford it, so I'd use it to get out of here myself.
I doubt a map would be of any use, as these pathways seem to shift from night to night. I've been able to make use of the golden boughs scattered about at least. What about you?
The golden boughs. Had no idea those did anything but look all sad. Guess I should have paid better attention when the headmistress was droning on and on over that cauldron. What now? Been hunched over that cauldron so much, at least your craft is finally doing something around here. So much toiling with no results.
Our craft is typically about the self, and such results tend not to be immediate. Though I appreciate you noticing.
Yeah, well...
Hey, Nem, are you available to make another visit to the springs? Take a load off, come back to our senses a bit.
Shoulder's been acting up again. Could be it helps with that. Don't like having to take this suit off, but that's the trade. Really shouldn't get too comfortable in here. First time you beat me in a fight, sparring match, whatever, got me right in the back of the neck. Took advantage of our height difference. Was a surprise.
I'd lost to you so often, at some point I figured I could lull you into overconfidence. That even you could be susceptible to such a thing.
You weren't wrong. Made me so angry. Swore I'd never underestimate my opponent again. Then proceeded to convince myself you'd never beat me at the task. Our task.
So you've a bit of pride. You're not trying to stamp it out completely, right? Just keep it in check. Besides, I'd like to think we're not at odds in what we're trying to achieve.
We're not, but I can only push myself so hard. Seeing you getting stronger, getting closer, gives me the extra push I need.
I'd no idea. I always thought I got my competitive spirit from you. Anyway, do let me know if you need anything else, such as lending a hand putting on that suit of yours.
Or taking it off. Yeah. Though, can't let myself become too used to this.
Maybe just a little used to it then.
Well, enough sitting around. Time for some standing around to balance it out.
Off we go then. Nemesis, for all the time you used to spend on the surface, surely there was something there that made it worth your while.
Oh, there was. Mortals like to reach beyond their means, thinking they're just like us. I'd sniff them out and put them back in their place.
Put them back in their place? By punishing them in some inventive fashion, I suppose?
That's right. We all should get what we deserve. No more, no less.
But don't mortals already have ways to ensure justice is served? Like my father did?
Sure they do.
I thought I saw some movement by the fishing pier. A thorough investigation is probably in order, right?
Either that or rot here standing guard, right? Know what? Fine. I'll bite. Doubt anything else will. To have been born a fish. A life spent mucking about in the river of lamentation, only to be plucked out by you. What did they do to deserve this?
Shouldn't you be the one to know the answer to that? Perhaps it's the will of the fates that determines how we're born. Then you ensure we get our dues based on the choices that we make.
Be a lot easier if everyone was born on equal footing. But no one in my family thinks life's meant to be fair, other than me.
How can life possibly be fair, knowing there are creatures of all sorts, such as those dwelling in these waters?
We'd have to put a bit more structure into who decides how mortals are born, or how their souls come back to life. Topic for a different time. Think I saw a bit of movement over there. Make it a fair fight. See one down there. Caught one. Fair catch.
I prevailed.
Gave them a fair shot, didn't we? Real battle of wits back there.
Moonlight guide you.
Fine. Come here to gloat, I bet. I beat him. I beat the Titan. Well, hardly matters. He's still alive, you realize, don't you?
I wasn't coming here to gloat, and yes, I realize. But this is still a step. If I could vanquish Kronos once, I can do it again. And one of these nights, he's not going to come back.
Yeah, 'cause one of these nights I'll get my hands on him myself.
Then you can do the gloating, right? Nem, you care so much for mortal justice. Where's your passion for ours? Kronos took everything from us. You said we all should get what we deserve, right?
Well, that's the thing. If you knew anything about mortals, they had it better once, when Kronos ruled. Called it the Golden Age.
How splendid that must have been for them. If only Kronos could have been so generous with his sons and foster children. You think him being somewhat nice to some mortals makes up for what he did?
No. Look, what if this is what we deserve?
We deserve better than this, Nemesis. Living in shadows, denied our families. Don't you want justice for them? Fine.
No, one last thing, Eris. The headmistress might have promised Mother she'd look after you, but I did no such thing. So get out of here before I get upset.
Oh, please, Nemi, you're already upset. And I'll come and go as I like, thanks. So damn boring here, I can't stand it for long anyways.
Come and go as you like. You're jeopardizing the task. Don't be such a child.
Don't be such a child. Wait, does that make you my mom? I never answered to Nyx. Think I'm about to start with you.
You'll get what's coming to you either way.
Ooh, a threat.
Going to take care of Kronos myself if you can't do it. But first things first. Thought for sure when first you saw me out here, you'd go telling Hecate soon as you could. But you didn't.
It's fortunate for you, Headmistress doesn't ask me to make reports. You're probably drawing some of our enemies' attention off of me, at least.
Very least I could do. Wasn't going to back down no matter what you did, but this way, can stay focused on the task at hand. It's my job, Moros. Simple as that. No one else wants to do it. No one else can do it.
But the retribution you see fit to dole out, how can you be so certain that decisions about such consequences are yours alone? The Fates have quite a bit of say in it as well.
What, you think I'm just another mindless puppet our sisters are pushing around? Come on. Their prophecies are vague because they don't really know what's coming.
Even if that were true, the burden of choosing who deserves what, I wouldn't want to bear it on my own. Otherwise, my judgment would have to be perfect at all times. Yet we are fallible beings.
Speak for yourself.
I was.
Hey, you miss being up there, don't you? Among the mortals and all that?
You know, mortals have a word for deliberate cruelty or callous negligence. They call it evil. I could always catch wind of it. I'd go to the source, and whoever it was, I'd make them pay.
But now you're stuck here, and the evil goes unchecked.
A lot of it, I'm sure.
May moonlight guide you.
You don't deserve this. Any of this. It's unfair. But you're stuck with it. So the only question is, what are you going to do about it now?
There's no such question in my mind. And what do you even know about fairness or who deserves what?
You almost had me going there. Even Mother Nyx's weapons favor you. Always thought the Nocturnal Arms would wake for me first. Guess the Fates had other ideas.
I think the Fates had you covered. You're the bearer of Stygius, vanquisher of heroes, gods, and titans.
Seems it was due for a long break.
Well, I'm saying that the possibility exists, yes. Eternal vigilance is near impossible. Enemies have always exploited the lack thereof. I ever tell you of the old wooden horse trick?
The old wooden horse trick, yeah. Surely your reputation as the great tactician hinges on more than this one tale?
But classics ought to be retold. Though, if you'd rather, I have far more tales of trickery and valor. Take the Cave of the Cyclops.
Not Cave of the Cyclops.
Yeah? And just what do you think you're gonna do about it there, Nemi? Can't just have it out with me in the middle of your little crossroads.
Can't do anything about it here, but might run into you out there, snooping around, and then you won't get any special treatment. Just another target.
Nemesis, how could you be so cruel? You're my sister! We don't have to fight. And besides, what makes you think you'd ever catch me? You're too slow.
We'll see.
You'll see.
Hey, I suspect I know the answer, though I don't suppose you want to pay a visit to the springs? Clear our heads?
Appreciate the invite, but I'm on guard duty right now, probably until time claims us all. And this suit takes forever to get on or off. How many attempts was that now? Good thing our Titan friend's too busy with your topside relatives to pay you much attention.
Sorry, not been keeping count. I'll get there when I get there. Though surely you would have vanquished the Titan Lord on your very first go.
Guess we'll never know, will we? The hell are you doing talking to me? You get your scrawny ass back out there and get that Titan. What are you waiting for? Damn it. How many times are you going to take my gold? Rules of this wager might be too much in your favor after all.
You set the rules of this wager yourself. You'd never go easy on me, would you, Nem? Though you can't bring yourself to make things overly unfair for me either.
Beginning to think it might be a weakness of mine. Well, go buy yourself something nice, princess. Don't need to hear more metal clinking around every step I take anyway. Been talking to Hypnos again? He can't hear you, you know. Kind of what happens when somebody's fast asleep.
Sleep is not as simple as you make it out to be. I think he can sense my words and intentions.
Sensing words and intentions, yeah. Sounds exactly like the Hypnos I knew.
Across the fields of morning where the path descends to Tartarus, the monstrous creature there. Do you know what it is?
It's a problem. Can't always find my way to it, and even when I do, that thing forces me back. But don't worry, got my eye on it.
You must have thought you would have taken Kronos down by now. Have you even seen him? Gotten anywhere near my father's house?
Keep hitting snags along the way. The pathways down to Tartarus have changed a lot, especially once you get to the fields.
I have a sense for where we need to go. I'd suggest we proceed together, had Headmistress not strictly forbidden it.
Not happening, no matter what she says. Doing this alone. Better odds that way anyway.
Hey, about Narcissus. I won't undo the curse you put on him, even if I could. He seems to be rather content, and besides, I can tell you truly believe he deserved it. Only problem is, that curse did nothing to aid Echo in her plight.
Echo. That was the nymph who put Narcissus on my list of things to do. You're telling me getting divine retribution with no strings attached wasn't enough to put her mind at peace?
Correct. You evened the score between them, though you didn't set things right for either one. They had to set things right for themselves.
With your help and encouragement, I guess. Same difference to me, long as neither one ends up much better off. Sounds like you lectured both of them, so I'm sure it's close.
So you don't care how they end up, as long as they're even?
You. Ought to admit it when I'm wrong. Never thought you'd get to Kronos in the first place, before I did anyway. Much less beat him down, repeatedly. So, I was wrong. Sorry.
Nemesis, I want you to know it was astonishing to hear those words coming from you just now. It seems we're each more than capable of surprising the other. But mainly, thank you.
No need. Fair is fair. Had my chances to catch up with you, but couldn't get through all the pitfalls in the way. Might be I could have taken Kronos too, but now I'm not so sure.
Now don't lose heart. There's much left to be done, and we need all your strength and vigilance. We're the unseen. Together we prevail, or we fail.
Couldn't resist giving one of your pep talks, huh?
No,